The UK doesn't really do beautiful cities. Beautiful villages, yes, but beautiful cities, no. Most of them are just a collection of modern grey boring buildings due mainly to the generous hospitality of the Germans during the war. This is a beautiful city though. It's called Bath, or if you left school at 9 years old to work down a mine, Bath. The whole city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so if you live here, good luck getting planning permission for anything. We're in the horribly deceptive county of Somerset. There's a Brewdog for incels and male divorcees, a Penhaligons, which shows there's a lot of money. There are posh students everywhere and over 6 million visitors a year because of the amount of quite boring history both here and in the surrounding countryside. Although we're in southwest England and there's clearly some inbreeding, there's something very important to remember. We are not in the West Country. The West Country is Devon and Cornwall, and that is it. But no one has told the residents here. So when you go into a pub, they start with, "Oh, don't you go worrying about London here." Shut the fuck up. You're about 20 minutes up the road from London. In another 15 years, you're going to be a suburb of London. Bath costs money to visit. There are museums everywhere. The Roman stuff and the Abbey are in the middle, surrounded by old buildings with modern shops in. It's a bit weird. What's the difference between an abbey and a cathedral? Oh, no one cares. Because there is hot water coming out of the ground naturally, the Romans built a spa here. The Romans love two things, fighting and spa days, so a bit like people from Essex. There's now a modern spa which is very popular. I went years ago, but it's mainly loved up younger couples, middle-aged Hindus, and a few people sat in silence looking grumpy. So married couples are welcome then. This is the house a fella called Herschel put a telescope on the roof of to have the first proper look at Uranus. Up until that point, no man or woman had ever seen Uranus. I filmed another 2 entries into the Wildlife Photographer of the Year Awards with this stunning peregrine falcon, and then saw a crowd watching a kingfisher. Have you ever seen a kingfisher just sitting and chilling? Absolutely stunning. Please hit follow if you don't already. And there's a bell icon on my profile you can now tap so you don't miss a post. Jane Austen lived in Bath. She wrote some famous books that got put on the TV. They're all right, but I'm not really the target market for them, to be honest. Hilariously, Jane Austen hated living in Bath. They keep this quiet though because of tourism. I'm not joking. How can somewhere that looks like this need security tags on Red Bull? And why just full fat Red Bull and nothing else? What is it about that the local scamps want so much? I walked down Gay Street, went around the rim of the circus and then up the Royal Crescent, which sounds like a hell of a night out. You may have already heard of the Royal Crescent. It's widely considered to be the most beautiful road in the whole country, and it is absolutely stunning. Most of the houses are now split into multiple flats because previous owners realised they could make more money that way. But the last time a full townhouse, all 5 stories of one, came onto the market, it was £4.5 million, which I didn't think was that bad until I realised that if you live here, you live in a tourist attraction. How many roads do you know which have a museum and a fucking gift shop? I've touched on Bath before, but as I approach a follower milestone that will make me a proper creator, I want to highlight some places well worth visiting. Probably not as a stag do, but it would make a good romantic getaway for a young couple, 2 recent divorcees, or an extramarital affair. It is very touristy though. Everything costs and you'll be surrounded by annoying toffs, annoying students, annoying Americans, or West Country purebloods that got carried here by the wind. There is one Wetherspoons, one branch of the LIDL, no branch of Audi, and happily no Iceland.